By the way, congratulations, uh, Joel, on your Twitter. We went in. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. All right. I mean,
You're in Twitter.
About
You're in
50
it.
bucks ish. About 50 bucks is I noticed your article. And I just went to my signature and I said, very clever, these Americans.
we can talk about the technical formations and whatnot. And,
Sure. What?
thank you for complimenting me on that article. That's a huge compliment coming from you. You get this pivotal
Oh, please.
research come out and downgrading the stock on valuation, Fari.
Yes.
This morning.
What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
It's too early. The dust has to settle. This is pre-market, We got to get to see the boys, how they react. And, for that, I'll go to my OTF charts. Look at the breadcrumbs from the big boys. Right now, I see nothing. There's nothing there. So all this is small mom and pops kicking it. I want to see some action after 8:30 Chicago time, and then I'll play. The way it has been waving up, yesterday, there were some big guns coming in. Are you kidding me? Are they going to be shaken by a little breeze here? Forget it. No way. Well, now results have to, bear that out. But I was listening a little bit to the pre-market show. I usually do, and I agree with you, Joel. It's just I'm not terrified here. So.
Okay. All right. I mean,
And also remember, guys, what did we did? We played some options. We didn't put out cash. We didn't play the cash. We put out cash, but we played the option. So we got a little bit better protection there. And so we'll see now. You took what, July's? You bought the July's?
yeah. No, I was talking about GoPro. I was talking about.
Oh, that was GoPro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
No, anyway, on this one, though, I've got only April because 4/29 is the expiration. The new EPS. So I don't want to go to May for that. The cost was just a few cents. May were especially on the spread. The May were enticing, but because you got a high flyer and you're going through the earnings, it didn't make sense. I may change my mind. Let's see where we are, but most likely on something like this, I would jump in after the earnings.
Yeah.
As far as GoPro, hold on, let me while you're on that. Wait till it covers this. Ethan, let me run my OTF on that. Hold on. GoPro, very, very nice. Okay, it has just made a cross in about 11 CI, and it's heading up there. Don't have a long-term run on that yet, but the first resistance is 45.
just
As
where,
it's shaping up right now. Yes, sir.
just where my strike price is. But for me, just looking at it from a technical perspective, and I did talk about this with Ace yesterday, you had a double top at 42.65 and 42.77, and we are taking that. I'd like to see any kind of pullback hold that level to keep the move going. Could have a little gap and go. Moving on to the next stock here, and we could talk about this with Twitter. How about the breakout in Facebook, Fari? Did you get any piece of that?
I didn't get it, and here's what it is. Hold on. Here's what it is. As you know, again, we haven't done anything unique ourselves, to be really honest with you. We've listened to market a lot of feedback. We've done a couple of innovations, but we also listened to the market. We did this thing a few years ago about detecting block trades, and recently on Twitter, we just keep on getting banged up saying, was that on the buy, or was that on the bid, was that on the ask? Well, finally I said, okay, we're going to expand that mode, and we have a experimental logic out there right now that looks for, is it the bid, was it the mid, and was it ask? We actually put mid in there too.
Okay.
Well, the block trade. Yes, sir.
I just want to interrupt you there. Okay, so you're going to go on that technology. Just explain to our listeners why it matters if it's on the bid or on the offer or at the mid. Explain to our listeners why that matters.
Sure. Sorry, yes, sure. Very good question. Well, when you have a block trade, it's first of all, it's a big guy. It's a big gal. It doesn't matter. We're not sexist. Big player coming in saying, I've got to do this. And this is the size I'm coming in, boom, 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 boom. I got to get filled. Now, where is he getting filled? If it's a bid, he's trying to sell to get out because you got a bid ask coming in. He's hitting a bid side to get out. If it's an ask, he's trying to buy. Okay. If it's mid, I'll ignore because that's normal. Pardon me?
It's normal.
It's a normal
costing of
buy and sell. That's a supply and demand. It's just getting filled.
Right.
He's got a good broker, done. But if it's a bid or ask, some pressure is on him on either side. He has to sell and get out. Maybe he's going against it, or it's I'm saying that's a bid. If it's a bid, he has to get out. If it's an ask, he has to get in. Yesterday, like 80% were on bids. I mean, sell and ask. Keep on hitting ask. Block on ask. Block on ask. And of course, we don't have the programming done yet. We just have the detection done. The programming to write out. So in the chat room, I was calling it loud, saying, "Hey guys, here's the ask." And of course, as you know, we had a pretty good action-packed ES and Q involved, especially ES. And I've been calling for a pullback here, even though Ethan was marked. I mean, on the mark. If you look at you guys get his confluence table. If you look at how all he called, we just went down, especially to 82, 85 area. Look where the close was. So, and we put Twitter up. To me, Twitter was percentage-wise was a bigger move, more noticeable. But FB, I've been saying it actually several days now. Guys, take a look at FB. What's happening with them? And it did surprise me. Maybe we'll look at it on the pullback now. But the OTF chart also looks awesome for FB. So, a great run. Whatever they're doing something right.
You know what? I hate to go fundamental on you here, Fari, but last night was talking with my daughter Dana, and is there some kind of Facebook now, like a news feed or something, where you can get news? Would someone help me out here because I don't have a Facebook page?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
I think they're just speaking. The news feed is just all the
no,
news
like
with your
news,
friends,
like no, not the news from your friends. Like from news around the world.
There have been reports that Facebook's in talks with certain big publishers like the New York Times,
Yep.
BuzzFeed,
There it
National
is.
Geographic to have those news outlets literally publish their stories on Facebook.
That's it.
So you could read stories from the New York Times on Facebook without having to click away. Apparently the load time it takes, especially on mobile, to click away from the site is too long.
Yep, you know what? And
it's just a report right now. There's no actual talks.
People believe it. I'm buying 100,000 shares of Facebook.
Wow.
It's going to be the new media. It's going to be it's going to replace newspaper and magazines and everything. Garrett's disagreeing with me, but
Brianna, are you telling me I should cancel my subscription to the New York Times?
I don't know how the pricing's going to work. I don't know if you have to pay for certain subscriptions. That's all I know about it right now.
All right, put Garrett on. Garrett's disagreeing with me.
I'm just wondering how the guy who doesn't have Facebook knows exactly how Facebook is going to change the media industry when it's been uprooted so many times. Even an RSS feed couldn't uproot the media industry.
Because of what?
Because I'm going to read the New York Times on Facebook?
Yeah, maybe.
But you have to have Facebook. That's like the Apple Watch. Like the Apple Watch
I don't
supposed to
know.
take up,
We
but you
get the
can't
New
use it
York
on an
Times
iPhone.
delivered, and I like reading the paper, and it's great. So I'll never read it on Facebook.
I'll bet you a lunch.
But how about if you don't want to deal with Facebook? Like me, I have a Facebook. My niece set it up. I don't want to open it up because if I open it up, half of the globe is going to say hi.
Exactly.
We got family after the Iranian Revolution. We got dispersed everywhere. And that's the only thing what Facebook is. It's just that or my classmates from Princeton. I don't want to deal with any of them. I just want to read my New York Times. So I think I'm going to keep my New York Times subscription.
Okay.
And just open up my iPad, not iPad, excuse me, my Android pad and open it up and look at it there.
You know what? Just one final note. This is about 5 years ago, and Emily said, let me set up a Facebook for you. And she set it up, and I wanted to alert them to ramp up their servers, but they didn't. And I got so many friend requests. I'm like, delete.
Oh, you're so popular,
I'm like,
Joel.
delete that thing. Delete that thing. I don't want any of my ex-girlfriends hunting me down and trying to kill me or something. So, but anyways, Dennis, you got some stocks for Fari? Lumber Liquidators, Fari. What's going on with Lumber Liquidators?
Oh.
Well, first, what's the news here? Let's go to the Benzinga team here, because Lumber Liquidators just started blasting off when Fari came on the show here, and we are now trading up over 3 points here. I believe there's going to be a 10 a.m. conference call that they're going to have here.
Lumber Liquidator. It's up 267. Oh, wait a second. Hold on one second. You know what it is? I'm on that. That's what it is. Why is that giving me? Hold on, give me a second. I got to switch to pre-market. Give me a sec. There we go. Wow. As we say in Korean, what happened?
They're going to hold. So the regulator is going to hold a lumber liquidators teleconference here at 10 a.m.
Okay.
So and they're
well, what are you going to do here? There's nothing that can be done now. The move is huge, and you and I are the type who would chase these things anyway. Maybe we'll see a 50% pullback, and you can jump in. But how's the? I bet their options should be very liquid, maybe on the option side. But if it's not on my, we keep track of something like 25 names. Let's see what's happening. 50 on one screen. If it doesn't make sense on those to be part of those 50 on the screen, which is a medium to high beta stock, okay, a certain price value around the $100 price value, and the OTF is running on it, I won't touch it. Problem with the OTF is it just needs a lot of data coming. Even if I want to jump in the LL, by the time the OTF chart comes online, it could be another 5-10 minutes from now, because it has to keep track of every single trade of the last 6 months, minimum. Okay, so it's not on my list. I'm not set up. Probably I'm going to pass. Look at it. It's going back down. Maybe tonight I'll look at it. This kind of news, you got to let the dust settle. And I want to see the big guys. Without the OTF, I won't see the big guys. This could be a lot of speculators.
Yeah,
I don't want to bet on the speculators. I bet on people like Brad Sullivan. Those are the types I want to see.
This is a great point you're making here. So when you're looking at the tape and you see 100, 200, 100, 200, you're not looking at those trades. You're looking at the size, right? When you see it.
Right, and the machine does for me. No, the machine does.
Yeah.
And what it adjusts for, so you realize, it adjusts the x-axis. So my time slice is not by minute. It's by activity. So if the activity is small, forget it. You see a flat line. There could be a lot traded, but because they're small, it's flat line. Price doesn't change. It's very sensitive to block sizes coming in. So block sizes are not happening. Remember, we've done all of our policy goes back. As a matter of fact, we were writing an article for Time and Digest. I'm the featured analyst for Time and Digest. This issue, I'll send you guys a copy. I started by saying our policy hasn't changed. This is the third time I'm being featured in the last 5-6 years. And I said, listen, policy is the same. Follow the money. Simple. Everything we have done, from put-call ratio to MAC to OTF, all of these indicators, which are not simple indicators, they actually a couple of these need actually a server to run. It's not something you can add to your Fidelity accounts, by changing some parameters. No, it actually needs a server to run. We look for where the money is, where is it accumulating, or are being dissolved out, being distributed, and people are getting out. They got a downside. You also have a downside, Dennis. On the way out, you see the big boys getting out. Okay,
right.
That's another signal. So unless those start forming for me, I'm in a crapshoot. I bet on a sure thing. I'm not interested in going there. Well, if I want to play like that, I'll go to Vegas. They got cuter girls.
This 10 a.m. call for lumber liquidator is going to be big, though. So the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is planning a 10 a.m. conference call with the media to discuss findings. So basically, they're going to come out and say whether the flooring is dangerous or not. So this is going to be very interesting. We don't know. We don't know.
Why is this market up? Do they really think they know what the regulators are going to say? That kind of info is quarantined. There's no way they know. This could be a huge gamble.
Just taking a look at the pre-marks in action, we just spiked up on it to 31.79. Haven't traded. We're kind of struggling under 30. We did hit 31.74. That was on March 16th. So let's keep an eye on that level. A lot of air up to 34. Now, I mean, people are just assuming it's gonna, they're not going to come up and say something bad. They're going to come out. What if they come out and say, we have tested with the highest authorities, and there's nothing wrong with our floors. Boom. This thing
I don't think 60 minutes would be wrong. I mean, that was 60 minutes. Was there the article on them? I don't think 60 minutes could be wrong. I mean, those guys really cover themselves. Very few times they've been wrong. Okay. By the way, chart-wise, they're devastated. They're on the monthly at the -3 sigma. So, I mean, the 2/3 of the market cap has dropped from all-time high. Those used to be 120. It's already at 30. So, yesterday's close was 28.83. So, they've been devastated. So now remember, by the time 60 minutes gets it, it's already out there. So that's why the drops have been so strong. Given the market movement, remember, Compared to SPX, these guys have been killed. And I bet you probably have some excess of some talent too of the management. No manager is going to sit through that, except the founder. Founder is stuck, but and he'll be out there defending it. But this guy, if you look at the monthly charts, going from 3 sigma plus to negative 3 sigma over a period of about 1 year, that's devastating. So.
Fari, just a quick question here on Google.
Yes, sir.
Were you watching that action there yesterday as the stock really blasted off? Obviously, we had Ruth Porat coming from Morgan Stanley, going to go to
Yes.
Google as CFO, and the market was really liking that. Google
Right.
really had a good day there yesterday. What are your quick thoughts on Google?
First of all, she's a heavy duty. It's a hoorah to the Google team to signing her up. I have an affiliate that's being interviewed there at Google, so I have to be careful what I say. Very close affiliate. I like the stock. It's in our obviously one of the key names in our OTF server. I made a habit of buying at Google right before earnings. That's where I get the biggest bang for the shortest period of time. We may get it a little bit earlier, given the monthly formation I see. You know, the weeklies and dailies have some sort of noise in them always. But look at the monthly. Very clean move up. I'm writing 0 sig. So it still has got a lot of room to go. Let me give you a target. Well, you see, 650 area target.
Wow.
At least 642 and up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even think about that.
Yeah.
Before we let you go,
You know what? You need those anti. Ones that give you seasickness. Take one of those pills and then go and buy the stock.
okay, Visa. Boy, my chart is horrible on this thing. Gonna have to get this fixed. Since the split here, could you just give us
You saying Visa?
Visa
Yeah,
with the V?
V.
Could you give
Okay,
us?
sure, got it.
Could you give
Victor?
us-
Yes, Victor. Gotcha.
Okay, that, and then we're gonna have to let you go. But yeah, tell us what you think of Visa here. They did the split, got hit, coming back. What's your takes on Visa?
I have no signal. And here's the problem. It's riding 3 sigma for the last 5 months. So either you chase it. I'll say it's 2 sigma. 2 sigma, but it's monthly. Either you just chase it, okay, or you got to be very patient for a pullback, and then you have a little bit of up move. It's you have to realize with the negative rates and the QE continuing in some form or fashion globally, these type of stocks won't pull back. That's a given. They won't pull back. So it's not a bargain. Either you're right there, and that's one of the guys, he runs a few bucks in New York. Danny Kong brought it up yesterday in the chat room as a money manager. He hit the nail on the head. With the QE continuing, where the negative rates, names like these, major financials, they won't pull back. There'll be very tiny amounts coming down, and then going back up. If you can manage that, handle it, not get emotionally involved in it, and just let it ride, that's one thing. Otherwise, I think we need more of a normal market to apply our normal TA stuff. That's therefore, I'm looking at a chart right now. I really don't have a signal other than this is uphill, and
Okay.
you're riding it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with not having a trade. We've been on the line with Fari Hamzei. He's the founder of Hamzei Analytics. He joins the show every Wednesday, bringing his wealth of knowledge on aggressive equity, options, and index futures trading. Fari, great as usual. We had a great time. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure always.